President S wanted to go over our policy briefing, and this is occurring for the United States and China's military rivalry. So I want to talk about from our first encounter all the way up to present day to show how we truly developed, how our military developed, and how China's military developed to where we are now. So maybe that can solve problems we're dealing with now. So our first encounter with the Chinese government party was the Korean War. And obviously, yes, we did fight in World War One and Two, but that was more of other countries too. That wasn't just a political matter between the United States and China. Now, the Korean War, obviously, the Chinese provided backup for North Korea to keep their Communist Party growing, and we obviously did not want to see that, so we supported South Korea and trying to provide a free and fair government for them, which they did end up establishing. The next thing I want to talk about is the Cold War, and I think there are some key tactics in here that are very crucial to understand. So, in the 1970s, we engaged in a global war that was very heated to expand our influence. So, it was between us and the USSR, and to make life more difficult for the United States back then, China became an ally with the USSR. So this presented many difficult challenges that the United States had to face. But now I want to talk about how it gets into our tactics. How Ronald Reagan, he began to manipulate China and Russia by having China attack Russia and having Russia attack China. So he manipulated the two, where it took the pressure off the United States and it put it on each other. And ultimately, it did end the global war. So now I want to talk and get more present day on the Chinese military. They obviously have the largest military in the world. Their navy is basically 385,000, which is extremely big. They have a significant number of ground forces, naval assets, and air force capabilities. So they are very well rounded. We cannot forget. And they are run by a communist party who will stop almost at nothing to get what they want. So we have to keep that in mind. They're obviously ran by their Central Military Commission, but their chairman of that, as we both know, is Xi Jinping, which he is going to make the main decisions no matter what. He has to have the power. Now, I want get into our military and maybe some things we can game plan on. The United States, obviously, our military is 2.1 million active troops, not as big as China's, but is the second or third biggest in the world. The United States, our army is 500,000 troops, and our navy contains 320,000 troops. So we match up very well against the Chinese military. Um, I was talking with P, our Secretary of Defense, just kind of to get his input on some of these things and just kind of to see how we will move along with these tactics, what game plans we can attack the Chinese government with, and how we can help the American people succeed. So now our present day issues between ourselves and China, we obviously have a problem going on in the Middle East, in Yemen. The Chinese company are supporting attacks by Iran, backed Houthis on our interest wages on war, which we just absolutely do not want to see happen. We are obviously growing due to the tariffs you are putting on the other countries and how China, they responded by us by putting 125% tax on our goods. So we have to figure out a way to respond to that or figure that out. So now I want to talk to you, Mr. Trump, on how we can resolve some of these issues. Unfortunately, the trade war between us and China, it's taken a global spotlight that we don't really want to see. In result of this, I believe we should reduce the tariffs on Chinese goods. We shouldn't take away the tariffs. We should just reduce so we are not getting a absurd amount of tax, like 125% put back on us. I think we should do anything possible to avoid war too. We do not want to end up in another world war, global war, Cold War. The big one is a nuclear war, though. We have to protect the lives of our citizens, and as soon as we let a nuclear war happen, that just goes all out the window. So we should, we want our citizens to feel safe and confident in our government. So We want to put them in the best position possible when dealing with these tariffs that China put on us or their military threat. We want to handle these the appropriate way so our citizens are safe, protected, and they believe in the country. Thank you.